I have noticed something very, very interesting when I was watching this particular video clip. Very short, but it has so many things that you can watch and decide for yourself where your conclusion will go. But for me, I do have my own conclusion. I do believe that Harry was not booed. Actually, he wasn't booed, but he was heckled. It was almost like a booing, but looks like to me it was more like a heckled. But before I share that particular clip, I want to share this one with you. And this just shows how pathetic he has become, how kind of like a subservient he has become, how he lowered himself to the point where he has to apologize for everything that he's doing these days. And this video is one of those examples. Take a listen what he's saying here. So this is in Canada, just to give you some background idea what is happening. This is in Canada, and he's talking to this gentleman, and this gentleman looks like to me he's a Canadian. And a few days ago we had this baseball game in the States where Harry was wearing a hat for the for the Dodgers. The other team was from Canada, from Toronto, Canada. Therefore, when he went to Canada, he was asked this question: why did you wear that hat and not the Canadian hat? Let's see what Harry has to say. Again, as I said, he's very, very apologetic. Let's take a listen.
To say it all about wearing that LA Dodgers hat last week and getting into hot
LA
water.
Dodgers hat, Hatgate. Well, firstly, I would like to apologise to Canada for wearing it. Secondly, I was under duress. There wasn't much choice. I was invited to the LA Dodgers box, or the dugout, by the owner himself, so I was doing what I thought was the polite thing to do. But I'm going to wear this from now on to make sure I don't make any more of those mistakes. But the other piece to this was, as you could probably relate, when you're missing a lot of hair on top and you're sitting under floodlights, you'll take any hat that's available. So, Game 5, Game 6, Game 7, I was Blue Jays throughout. Now that I've admitted that, it's going to be really hard for me to return back to Los Angeles. But no, I'm very sorry to the Canadian public. Devastated that the Blue Jays lost, but go Jays.
To say it all about wearing that LA Dodgers hat.
Like, why would you first of all apologize for wearing a hat? I'm not sure if the audio was clear or not. I apologize for that. But why would you be apologizing for wearing a hat? Unbelievable. And of course, that hat, the idea came from Meghan Markle, who wanted Harry to look really bad for the Canadian. A lot of people say the trip to Canada for Harry was not planned. It happened all of a sudden when Meghan saw William in Brazil for the Earthshot project. She told Harry, "You are a very handsome guy. You should go and make some name for yourself, do some PR stunts." But that is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. What Harry is doing is just pathetic. Apologizing for wearing a hat and then making fun of his hair, which he's working on. He is taking finasteride, I believe, the medicine for the hair treatment. And the rumor is actually true, looks like, which is that people are saying Harry doesn't have any intimate relationship with Meghan Markle for a very long time because he's going through this hair treatment with the finasteride. It does make you less of a sexually active, and looks like to me this is actually true. This is actually happening because he's obsessed with his hair. He's obsessed with his hair. When you have William, doesn't really care about those things. He only cares about how he can serve the people. But for Harry, he's pretending like to be becoming a celebrity. So he thinks that everybody is watching him, like how he looks and why he's not looking good. No, nobody gives a damn about all of these things, how much hair you have. Let's take a look at this one where he was, again, this is my understanding that he was heckled. His name, Harry. And then there's this another lady who said something that I couldn't understand. Maybe you can understand. Let me actually play it so you can tell me what she said if you understand. Let's take a listen. I did hear the name Harry. That lady was mentioning his name, but I could not hear or understand what the other person was saying. But according to another YouTuber, he was heckled. He was heckled, and if you take a look at the posture, the body language, and all of it, you can see this is a man who doesn't have any confidence. He was very, very cautious when he was walking, because he just came from United States, where he was watching the game and he was booed. So this man, he knows at the back of his mind that I could be booed in Canada. So if you take a look at the way he was walking, waving at the spectators there, he was very, very aware that he could be booed, and so he was ready for it. And then he just walks right into the hall room or something. Somebody received. Another thing that you will notice, or you have noticed, and that is the organizers making sure that even if he's booed, it is not being heard. So when the moment he got off from the vehicle, they started playing those music. Notice, and that is when this lady was calling him, mentioning his name, Harry. It looks like to me she wanted to talk to him, or she had a question to Harry, but Harry completely ignored her, fearing that it might escalate. She might start shouting at him, and that will be very embarrassing. And I think the organizers told him, when you get off the vehicle, walk straight, don't look left or right, walk straight. And this is what he did. He did not really wave much, like some just a little bit of wave, and that's it. And he was just walking right inside the hall room. And that is because, again, the organizers may have warned him that you might get booed, and that will be very, very embarrassing for you and also for us. So ignore them. And this is what Megan have, I believe, told. She told Harry, she fed the script that when you go to Canada, things may not look very beautiful. It might get ugly. So just ignore people, as people are also ignoring you. They're booing you, they're heckling you, so you better ignore them. Something very, very interesting that I have noticed. Thank you so much for your comment, Gina E. Williamson. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Have a wonderful day. Take care.